Hello and welcome. Right, we are back on Lost Valley. Yeah, we are. We've got doing quite well. I'm quite pleased, apart from on your road. So let's quickly change that. Yeah, we are. Yeah, I've been having this problem on every single Let's Play. I've been like on the wrong thing every single time. I've realised at the end of the session. This does make a nice change that we've really managed at the beginning of the session. Right, now then, I think, if I remember rightly, we've actually done everything, all of the planting. I think. Yes, we have. Yeah, this is getting sort of quite exciting. So we've done 2 fields of sunflowers, 2 fields of peas, and 1 field of oats. And they are big fields. So really our animals, or likewise, which always scares me because I like to see that first. Yeah, so we've got 100 animals and they're 70% reproduction. Food's not doing badly. We've just taken 250 litres out of like... Yeah, so the manure's saying 12,000. Yeah, no, I think I'm going to leave this alone. I've got to be honest. I have got mine working, sort of. No, I can't actually move to that one. Let's visit that one. This has changed. Yeah, it has. I broke it the other day, and the look of it was all sort of bad. Hang on, this is the tiny silo. No, I haven't. This is the normal one. I have got made one of the silos. Ooh, not quite right. Yeah, so I'm going to leave Black Sheep Moddings in. Although mine is working, it's, yeah, not working like this where all of the manure's inside. Mine's like going really... Again, it's working, mine is, and I'm happy with that, but I need to tweak it. I'm not bringing it on the Let's Play. It's just too messy. I've already got it on Oak City, and I'm like, oh no, it's really messy. So, yeah, no more. A few of the models have tweaked so they look different. This one is... we're having a lot of issues with it. It hasn't got a drawbar. Now this one's alright, right? I've got this with the flatbeds and it wanders all over the place. This one, if you let go, it doesn't wander all over the place. So I have no idea why the flatbeds, it like decides it's going to wander everywhere. Whereas this one, you can just let it go and it's fine. It's a little bit strange, but as a water trailer now, this is fantastic. And it's, I think I've adjusted them all. I've got a small one. I've got a monster ginormous one. Obviously, I'm going to start to put, I did say this all along, that I think this will be full. I was going to keep this fairly basic until I'd finished, and then I'm going to stick lights. I've already started to work on like a light bar so that I can just pull it into things like this without having to set it up manually. It seemed a bit of a more sensible thing to do. Right, how much water? Yeah, we've almost filled. So let's just top that up. And we will dump it as well. It's working quite nice as well. Everything is sort of, yeah, well, I won't say everything, but it's so far, everything's looking good. So we're really helpful with that. So we have got to feed our animals. Let's grab... In fact, yeah, you are really... I do love using the telehandler, to be honest, for like dragging things around. I believe we got completely... I think we'd completely fertilised everything, and I think we'd even limes. There was one that, like, the only thing we've not done is manage to grab the stones. I have actually given up. I've just checked the needs lime. I'm sure we did it. And you've got to like come off and go back on. It's really horrible to see it so... No, you have not. Sorry, you have to do this like that, and then it will show it. It's, yeah, very, very slow on FS25 for anything like that. So yeah, all fertilised. Yeah, so we could do that. We could do that, right? Okay, we've actually got 2 rollers. So let's go and do that. I thought we'd actually done it, but mind you, this field is a bit weird. Let's just make sure this is actually working before we actually, you know, like go woohoo, it's all brilliant, when it might be that this field is a bit dodgy anyway. We know that it's only, yeah, in fact actually it would have to be me. I don't think these would actually, so let's just put that down. I don't think it switches on. It's, yeah, just an active thing. Oh, it's actually the full normal work will work. No, there's no field found. Now then, so what does... Oh, it is 9 meters, so let's start our first waypoint. See, Causeway should actually work, because it's just going to follow a set of instructions. It doesn't particularly care. That looks good to me. So if we grab the other one, we'll start that going on the first bit, and we're going to do the second bit. And I do like where we are with the equipment we've got as well. Yeah, I've been doing an awful lot of modding, but I got sort of, I was really shattered, and I was just tweaking away, and I thought, just my heart's not on it. Leave it alone for a bit. Yeah, so I was trying to do animations, and they're really complicated. Yeah, so we're going to set ourselves going in the middle, I think. And we'll just hopefully meet up, so that one can do the outer edge. Right, so I'm going to say my words. Let's get this job done. I don't want it to take forever. I want it to, let's have a bit of fun, shall we? And we'll see you guys and gals on the other side. I suppose this emphasises just how poor the workers are, sort of, when I've done the entire middle of a field and it's not even done a complete surround, and it's been a pain in the backside and blocked itself twice. It sort of does emphasise, with all this faffing around, that it nearly completed one circuit and I've done all of the middle of the field and have nearly finished. We just sort of show that it's a little bit lousy. Really, I'm going to be assisting them in a second. It really is quite terrible. I mean, mind you, yeah, no. In all honesty, the one thing I'm going to say, the reliability of them is good. You can leave them plugging away. They are terrible. Even the normal workers on a normal field, I've got to give them the due. Because obviously Courseplay plugs into it, so the Courseplay is just as bad as a standard worker for its faffiness, because it does plug in to the giant system. So whether you're going Courseplay or normal worker, they're all as faffy, really. But yeah, it is. You can leave it sort of most of the time, and it's sort of, they do put themselves out of a lot of fixes. So I'm going to be sort of trying to be totally fair, but it's like, it is true, they're awfully slow. There's no denying this fact. I've literally finished the field. I'm going to assist them on their second turn of the field, and I've pretty much done 6/8 of the field in the same time. It's not a very good ratio, so it's but I've still got to be honest, all things considered, they are far more usable than any other iteration of FS. I've always thought in-game workers, I pretty much have always felt for those people who are using console, because they're so poor. I mean, so poor that I just felt you never could use them. They were like more of a pain in the backside than anything, and I always sort of like thought that's why. I mean, there's a lot of times there that I will use the in-game, and I won't use Courseplay for the fact that obviously the in-game will just literally crack on and it will carry on. You will start the game and it's done a quarter of the field because you've been like doing the feeding the cows or something like that, and that is really, really worth its weight in gold. So for me to sort of say that I'm not using Courseplay all the time and that I'm using the normal worker, that really does say something in my eyes, because I never thought I would like sort of ever in any way, shape or form prefer the standard worker. I mean, if Courseplay can crack, you know, like their worker can do what the normal worker does, then obviously it's good. The other thing is, all you need to do with a standard worker is just press go, and it literally does it. Now that is a huge advantage. It is. I'm getting to rely on it, and I never ever thought you'd hear me say those words, which really means that Giants haven't done too bad a job. And that again is saying something, because it's. I'm a massive Courseplay supporter, hugely so. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still using Courseplay, and it is very useful for courses and for complex courses, but I've got to be honest, the standard worker can do almost, obviously it comes into its own. Standard worker, for some reason Giants decided they weren't going to let theirs bail, so therefore Courseplay rules as king, as it always did in that particular area. But there's a lot of other jobs where I will trust a standard worker, and because it's easier than using Courseplay, knocking a course up. Also, as a content creator, the fact that you can just set everything going with your... Well, I think actually that'll be about it. Yeah, the fact that you can just set the worker going and just set it and forget it, and they are fairly reliable. They're slow, but they will finish. And again, that's true in real life. Some workers are more slow than others. I've always been one of those who just crack on, what they call a grafter. And I never understand, but there are human beings who I raise my eyes to the sky and think, oh my life, this person is a faffer. My uncle was one of them. I loved him dearly, but I just graft. I just get on with it, and I just crack on, and I don't faff around, and I don't waste time. We all make mistakes, but what I'm trying to say is, yeah, my uncle, he used to drive me crazy the same, because he was such a faff, and I'm like, what is people's problem? Why do they just not, graft and work and crack on? Why do they have to faff around, make a meal out of everything? And it is true, it is like that. Some people are like that, and then other people just get on with it. Most of my family are grafters, but it is true. Yeah, I've never understood it, but it is what it is, right? So we should see now that this is done. Gordon Bennett. Sometimes this auto say malarkey. All right, you're done. You're absolutely done. You was not totally useless. It's I do love having two of these rollers up, but they are there's a bit of an art to using the Elstoken. I thought it might be fixed by now, this skidding all over the place. I quite like it. I've got to be honest, I am a bit of a strange one. I love when it's snowy on the ground and everyone else hates it. I actually like the skidding, I don't mean madness. I love sort of a bit of skid practice, not stupidly going crazy, but I like it. Just see it as practice on learning how to handle a skid. So yeah, I enjoy that type of thing. I don't mean I'm not insane or mad with the way that I do it, but I do like that kind of thing. It is something that really... Ooh. Oh, at least the collision's working. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that one, but I've got a lot of mods that are sort of semi-done, and I think I've sort of done too much. I really like to get some animations working. That's my biggest flaw at the minute. I'm trying to start to do some animations to finish off, and I've got a telehandler weight that's half done. I've got a reverse dolly that I started ages ago that again is not quite... Let's grab the other one. Where did I leave you? I did just there. Let's stick this away. I'm going to be good. Put these things straight away. So we could afford to do chickens now, couldn't we, really? It would actually work. It's true. Now, this is very similar to the trailer we actually put down, isn't it, really, thinking about it? Yes, I'm very pleased with that. That one, I'm about ready to drop the lights on it and... put the liquids tanker stickers on it that I've just been doing on my other... I have almost completed a Fendt GTA and Fendt Xylon pack of tanks and back boxes, so I've yet to try this. I might next Let's Play that I actually go on actually start with the Xylon as my tractor of choice. Or maybe both, one of each, as the first starting tractors on my next start from scratch, so I can really bring them in. There's sort of like this, and this is the animation I'm trying to get working. I sort of half got working and then I broke it. It's sort of I got part of it working. Simple animation. All it does is, yeah, puts those arms away, puts them out, puts them away, and then you can drive off with it. Well, I can get the back one working, but I broke it again, seeming, but I cannot for the life of me get that front little one to do it. So it's, at the minute I've just got the arms both stuck out, which means it's dragging on the floor all the time, which is a right pain, just on this one box that is like a test box, just to try to make the animation work. So yeah, it's a bit of a pain, to be honest. But yeah, it's like a lot of things. The more complicated it gets, the more it takes you or me to get sort of used to how to doing it. So that Challenger is quite a large tractor, isn't it, when you look at it, in comparison to this Massey. Right, that one down by the edge of the field. Let's grab you. If I can actually jump into our beautiful BI Industries 247 horsepower, the Model 7. I do love this a lot. I've been into the mod. I'm not getting any traction on my mods, but I've got like a message by all of them about check your errors, and I think that's just from this original one. This is the one that got thrown out and said that this is our own work, and I'm like, hang on a minute, it's not. You've only got to put mine. I took a picture of this against the original Razek, and they're like completely different. I mean, don't get me wrong, they are not. You know, they are the same, but mine's much bigger. It is now, it goes on the ground. The only thing I've still not quite mastered, and I've not spent any time on it for a long time, is those three little balls. The attacher's not quite in the right place, but here we're talking like I'm really not terribly bothered about that. Because actually the Giants one, like mine, if you look closely, Giants is worse. Mine almost fits, they don't fit on the arm. The original Razek was even worse. It was like, yeah, sort of much more in. I've almost got the measurements right for that to almost fit inside there properly, whereas the Giants one is a million miles off. So actually I've improved on it rather than like made it worse. But yeah, I did say, well, hang on a minute, it's not the same, it's completely different. Oh, nice one. Oh, that was a bit lucky. Needs to be put on some flattish thing really. So we don't want to just drop it off anywhere. Stick it down here by this little lot. Yeah, it's ever so weird. If I go in the i3D, that harvester has black metal. But if I come out... Oh, why do you keep falling over? I think it's because I'm moving as I'm doing it. I'm a terror for that. Yeah, talk about... Right, let's see, can we grab it and just gently... let go, unless I've not quite got my weight right enough. I haven't been in it for ages though, so it should be sort of spot on. It normally now does actually just lower it and see if we just, it's a bit uneven actually, the ground, but that's just, yeah, it was Speedy Gonzales as always. Zip zippity doodah. That's me all over. Right, so then we want to the salt's doing nicely. We just want to grab manure's not a lot, so I'm not worried about that. We just need to feed the animals a bit. Now, did we put manure in this last or not? Let's just give it a bit of a wash. Let's just be realistic and swill it down in case I did. I can't remember. I thought we used the big one, but let's just be realistic as if we would be in real life. Although obviously in real life, I've got to be honest, you'd see the muck in it, whereas obviously in digital terms we cannot see the muck on this beautiful thing. So here we go. I knew it was around this, and that was subconscious. I totally did not. Let's grab you. Fantastic. And I do love this water. I do. There's an awful lot going for the game, but like all things, it's like FS22 was similar. I always thought FS22 showed a lot of promise all the way through, but the Giants kept breaking it all the time. It was like so disconcerting. I just thought, oh, for heaven's sake, just leave it alone. You fixed the manure, you broke the manure, you fixed it, you broke it. It's just so annoying. Yeah, I never felt that with FS19. Giants just gradually got better and better and fixed everything. And at the end, it was a polished, I keep saying this and it's true, although an inferior game, you know, like the things that you could do on it and all the rest of it, it was still polished. Whereas this is not. Yeah, it's, I mean, I feel we're making progress and we've turned a corner, but again, it's still not proper. Let's just get this a bit better than that. I'm sure we can do a little bit better than like in the middle of the... That's probably not bad. Right, so we want TMR. And we want to dump it. And yeah, we've got to fill... I mean, I do like that in a way. Obviously, we have to fill this everyday straw, 20 out of 21. So we're about there, aren't we? Manure's just a bit and straw is just a bit, but there's not much... I like it in a way, because this sort of makes you have to do the jobs every day. It's not like one of those where you can sort of get a little bit lazy and sort of like chuck stuff. Yeah, you can do massive amounts of straw. Although it's good in a way, it's not in another way. So yeah, I do like the fact that yeah, we can. That it's like that. Really, it's much more like real farming, in so much as you can't stick 300 tons of straw and then leave it for 6 months. And really, that isn't possible on most farms. So I like it in a way when we're forced to do things properly, because it is how it should be. Right. So let's go through. Let's just check, yeah, before we do this type of thing, and see like what is happening with all of our mineral feed. 58,000 silage, solid fertilizer. We have got a bit of an excess. We still got that on. We want to switch that off if we have. I don't think we have we? No, it's nothing's glowing. Yeah, so we switched it. We did a bit of excess. We could sell some. We did sell some. I know that's why we're doing so well. But again, we've also, as you would, really, if you could sort of sell such a thing, then you would. This was the first, I think, where I've actually allowed it. But I thought, well, come on, you can't like not allow that. You can't never sell just because you did a lot in FS22. You've still got to be realistic. So, yes. So this... yeah, this is, it's got 2 axles, but it wanders at the minute. I have just, yeah, you can see the chocks at the back. I don't know if the chocks do anything or whether they're just for looks. Oh, I thought, oh, chocks are going to like go against the wheels and stop it rolling. But I'm not sure they do. I just think they're just for, but I might be wrong. I need to find these things out. I've got my plate working. That's good. I'm going to put a bar on the back of these, and then all of the lights are actually on, and that will make it. It'd be just an easy way to go from trailer to trailer, drop that in, and make the lights work almost instantly, and drop the XML in, or the settings of the XML into the XML to make it work. So I was thinking, going forwards, for me, making lots of vehicles, I can just drop that into every vehicle that I need that kind of thing on, and I'm doing the same with front lights too. You know, like hazards and all of that type of stuff on the front. It's just so it's easy. So I've started that. I've done the model side of it. I just need to now do the XML side. And I was, it's sort of like Friday morning, and I'm just tired. And I'm like, oh, leave it be, will you, for heaven's sake? Right. So I believe the grass was also done. Let's go through till April morning. We've fed the animals. No. It is 8 o'clock. We should check the sales, and really we shall see if there's any spraying to do. I think we planned everything. We should be alright. Maybe that one field that's a bit dodgy. I think we might have no-tilled though. I can't remember. I've never seen some of these grow, some of these new crops, so I'm quite looking forward to doing these. So let's have a look. Weeds. Oh my life. Weeds? We've got weed central going on here. So we've got 3 fields. They're absolutely, well, obviously we've split these. That was just one. No, the 32 is our grass field, isn't it? So yeah, sorry, this was one field and this was one field. We've split it. So this is a monster, which we're going to have to do. We will do you, I think. Let's also do this and dump it and just check how much. Yeah, that one of those should, no, not quite. It's usually nearly 2 every single time. We do need a bit of straw though, so let's grab some straw as well. But we don't need a lot. Keep having to remember this, like, don't go mad because there's only a little bit. So about 10 tons, I should say, we should get away with. Oh, it let me do there. I can't normally do that. Oh, that was about perfect. I might have a bit left though. Yes. Oh, it's annoying. how we doing with our manure? Because we have got a lot of head of cattle, really. Ooh, that's all right. We can get away with that. This is the one that's yeah, nearly filled again. All right, so we've done our animals already. What? Ooh, now that is going to be useful, actually. It is. It is very going to be very useful. So, do you know something? We're going to say yes, because that's going to assist us. Now, I might... Oh, this is the original one. This is the one that keeps on popping up in the sales. Do we just... I think we're going to... I think what we're going to do is, like, take a bit of a loan now. Because that is going to bring in 48,000 and almost pay for our vegetable harvester. So we're going to lend 60 grand. Well, we're going to do a bit of ducking and diving, I think. I just feel that we've, sometimes you just got to do these things, haven't you, really? So we want to, like, so say 490. 5. And we'll buy that beautiful thing. Now, we don't want any extras. There aren't any extras. I'm not a massive fan of this, if I'm honest. I still prefer the case version with the big square bales. I really do. Very much so. Right, so we should, if we sell this immediately, make a bit of profit. Mind you, I haven't tried this one. I've got to say, it's a bit unfair to... Ooh, I like the way it moves, though. Yeah, this is different. Obviously, I've not tried this one, so I might change my mind. It's like anything, isn't it, really? You know, you sort of make these statements, and it is true, I really didn't like the old one. And I did give it plenty of chance. Yes. Ooh, wow, that is good. So now we need to pay our loan back so we know really exactly how much we really made from that. But it should be 50 odd grand, 10%. So really, yeah, yeah, well, I think we'll pretty much pay for that. Which this is going to be like for all vegetables. So this model we might actually sort of tweak a little. So it will do the new vegetables. I have actually already done the modelling for it. It has these things here on the vegetable, the new vegetable house. I studied the look of the wheels, and I've already made a model to actually become that and to stick that properly on this, so that it could legitimately be used for vegetables. I mean, we're talking obviously it's a model in farm simulated terms, but yeah, it's we could sort of do that, and I'm quite pleased. No, we'll leave that. I don't want to make buying and selling like... So basically, we bought and sold that thing, and we bought that, and we've pretty much, yeah, got everything sort of right. So grass, I think this might be the time that we cut our grass. Let's go and have a look, because it should be... Is it third? I think it's third growth stage. So let's get cracking on this. And this is going to be... Yeah, this is going to be probably the session, because I've got to be honest. This is... Now then. Remind me, what? Grass equipment? I can't remember. No, I think we need the Massic. I think this was... Yeah, so weeds. I thought we was going to say, we want to send somebody... like doing the weeding, don't we? I think we bought a spray, didn't we? Didn't we buy a sprayer? Or did we not? Have we not bought... I mean, there's no excuse for us not having a sprayer, because the... Oh, that is a point, actually, yeah. Right, we're going to have a store delivery, because we've got to get cracking with that as well. This does give me a bit of an opportunity to... Yeah, I'm obviously giants are really... I've got to pull the right blinder. I know this is not very often you'll hear me say that, but this beautiful sprayer, 21 metre for like an absolute snippet, is absolutely... Yeah, obviously this 4,000, it's got a terrible literage, but it basically gives you a spray for 4,000 for 21 metres. I mean, come on, you couldn't... In like FS25, you never got that kind of thing. Now, that's the GTA tank, and they are special. They don't look like... I've got to do the graphics a bit better. This is Xylon, and this is... You will notice it's not 1,200 litre tank. I need to change the title. This is a modified with a very, very much larger tank built in. It's not... It is liquids as well. That's the other thing. It isn't just... You could use this as a little tiny tank on a farm, but it is still will do what it originally should have done too. So it's a win-win. We want somebody with narrows and also who's... But then we need also someone to do the grass work. We've got the big blue. So let's... yeah, no, this will do. Let's modify this to have narrows because we need a front and a back. That's what I always say. That's what I keep saying about front and back 3 points and that you need them. That's why I'm not a massive fan of the Challenger. I wish I could... I've sort of resurrected... I've got a front 3-point link. So I want to repair you. And we want to customise you. Have we already had narrows? I don't think we have. No, we don't narrow twins. I'm not a massive fan of... Yeah. Rear narrow. Narrow tyres. Yeah, and they're nice narrows too. Not very often you see a Massey with like... yeah, nice narrows like that. It often be given the gangly ones. Frequently I could quite live with those narrows. They're very nice narrows. Let's get this show on the road. Again, I will try. I don't think... No, the standard work... I think I'm going to whiz over the first field. Because we know for a fact that's not going to work. I've left everything on... It is obviously a modified Hardy. I've left this because, again, animations are not at the minute something I'm very good at. So I'm sort of cheating profusely. I've left everything visible as the original tank and I've stuck that... It doesn't... I don't think it looks too bad. I mean, it's not implausible that you couldn't actually have something like that. So... But it is a lot bigger than the original. So I could make it... Actually, I could... I've shrunk it a little and I don't need to. I need to make it wider. Like the one in FS25 was my original thought. But this was just the basis. So we need to grab some fertile herbicide. Have we made any herbicide? I can't remember if we actually did. We should check. Let's see. It will like say Phil if you've got some in there. No. Okay, well there you go. That's a bit of a bust. Could have done that. It's not terribly expensive either. Also milk, we need to grab that too. But we need to get this all going, that's what I'm thinking. It's like this is going to be... So I'm going to do this first field quickly. No. Oh, yes. Of course it would do that as well. That's one of the bad things about... You know, like... Oh, so... It's true, though. You can't complain, because that really would actually be able to do that. That's one of the disadvantages of having a tank that does everything. If you'd only got your normal tank, right? So can we offload our... It's very tight, this is. Can we offload the diesel in this to our tank? Can we overload? Oh, we can, but there's not enough space. Right, we can't actually put diesel into... I suppose we could sell it, it's true. Not really for the profit, but just want to get rid of it. We will make a bit of profit as well, of course. It's cheaper than like... Yeah, so it didn't cost us anywhere near that. We made a bit of profit. I'm not going to make a habit of it. I'm not going to do Mississippi and do diesel runs. Not that... It's just... I'm just buying it cheaper and selling it. And of course you can do that really, but it doesn't really represent our effort. So it's just literally get rid of... yeah, we don't want diesel this time. Please say herbicide only. So if we get the herbicide on the back first, we should then be able to do the front. Wow. Ooh. Should remember, really shouldn't it? But yay, that's what we want. Right, so let's get this done quickly. This field, and then we'll just set it going on the others. So I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on... we're going to stay. We're going to set the mower going as well, yeah. I'm being silly. Yeah, so you will do nicely. Let's go grab the mower. And then a sensible person would have set that going on one of the other fields. Because that can do the other fields. It's only this one field that's a bit of a pain in the backside. Yeah, all of these have got weeds, so it would spoil for choice. Let's let that go, and we will grab the mower. and set this going. Yeah, I've obviously got means of like grabbing the grass and that off, but I'm not going to use always like the same. I'd like to like, I don't want it to be that I only ever use the mover on every single. Ooh, hit something then as I was spinning around. Yeah, I've got the mover, which is obviously my preferred method for actually doing baling or loose, because you can use your own, and it is very, very reasonable, much cheaper than a baler. But if you've already got a baler like we have, then I'm going to stick to a baler. Yeah, I'm not, because otherwise it gets boring. Who wants to see exactly the same on every single farm? It gets a bit boring quickly. So it's fantastic. Excuse me. Yeah, I seem to have a frog in my throat. Quite a lot of reason. I quite like this. I really do agree with everything I said. I do, and I quite like this. If you'd have seen my original efforts in FS19, they really were terrible. That's not, but it's exactly what it would be, an earth bank going over, and it doesn't interfere with your field very much. So let's just get this, and we need to find field 32. We want to do 6.7 meters. Clear. Load. I still want to say activate because it was such a habit in FS. Right, this did a good job as well. Yeah, Courseplay is actually doing the adjustments for this so that it gets the centre right. I actually like that. So we grab the windrower 2, which we can grab you. And let's drop you off because you are powerful. Mind you, the windrows are not terribly heavy, are they? Actually, that is a point. We are wasting. We could do the baling ourselves with this. And this tractor here, this could do the windrow. Really? I think that's not a bad idea. We also want to like stop that. Yeah, I want to switch that off. I don't want to be doing that. I just didn't want it to like be half the episode is us running down to the shop. Let's grab this so you can be the windrow. Although obviously we need that to have gone around a couple of times. The rain, all my life, we'll use stop attacking vehicles. My bad. See, it's not only Farmer Cop that does it, I do it too. Yeah, crash into everything, and that's bullet a gate. Yeah, that's rush. See, that's the bad side of like being me. You know, like obviously you talk about grafting, and it's true. Ooh, it's a bit of a mess there. The other thing is that you tend to be a bit too rush. You know, that is the bad side to that, but at least you like get a lot done. So right, so let's get this ready to put the course on. And course is 32, 40.8. Load. Let that do another round. And I think we'll go into a time lapse because this is going to be a bit of a... How are you doing, Jackie? What? What are you doing? Like, you've just gone that whole length and, like, ignored the outer bit. It's done the middle first, so it's sort of... Yeah, it was doing something, but obviously I'm not being funny. I'm going to take over, so yeah. Sorry, Jackie, you were doing a good job. You were just... I was, yeah, blundering with both feet, not paying proper attention to, like, what you've done. Right, I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Why are we not cutting the grass? Why is that mower like doing that? Was the field not right? It's a bit... It's weird because I mean, I know, no, I'm sorry, I'm going to get all nasty, and I don't mean to be nasty either. It's just sometimes when you're tired, you tend to, oh, I'll do this myself, like Mega right actually, aren't you? Yeah, let's do this. We got stuck last time, I remember. So yeah, it's like there's an awful lot of the field that's like not yours, and it obviously is. Yeah, there's bits here that again aren't right. So yeah, you sort of lash out a bit when you're a bit tired, and it's yeah, because like, it's a cracking map, beautiful modder as well, very good modder. So yeah, it would be just tiredness that would be lashing out, not really me. So let's let that do another one. And let's go and see Friss, I believe. It looks like Friss. Right, we'll do this. Thank you very much, young lady. Not doing a bad job. It's very slow, isn't it? It's yeah, it is a bit slow, but it's still brilliant. 21 meter spread for like £4,000, and then obviously our little tank on top set nearly £1,000 as well for a bigger tank. It really is win-win. Yeah, I'm hoping to get this done. I would like to, yeah, completely rip the Hardy out and just have my silver things. But it's the opening of the lid and things like that, really, that I'm not, being honest now, not capable of doing it just yet. I'm just on animations now, just beginning to, like, tackle animations. I've tackled a lot of things, some quite complicated. I'm quite pleased with my journey as a modder. Some of the things I've done are not for the faint-hearted. I've literally torn, yeah, I mean, the flatbeds from scratch, the liquid tankers from scratch, just little old me, just all my own models, all my own bits. That's yeah, not many people do that. Literally from scratch, and you build it and it's all your own work. That's yeah, a lot of people have a model and like tweak it, whereas I've actually opted for like completely all my own bits and bobs on the flatbeds and every single liquid tanker I've got. I was trying to do the Abbey convert, went into Blender, ripped it all out, can't make it work, and I thought, well, you've got your small one, just rip the model to pieces and remake it. You can resize it. Giants sort of stop you doing that. There's something they do in the thing. So, but in a way, I can understand why, because they want your work to be your work. They've made it now that you can't really do much other than just tweak XMLs. If you like when you first start modding, all you're doing is just tweaking XMLs, just changing a few, tweaking a few little bits, and then obviously as you start to get more and more advanced, you're actually making models, which I did do with the Razek. Obviously that is my own work, and I did basically sort of copy the design because I actually like the design, not because I was cheating. I think it's a very good design, the body, the actual, because I literally made everything else is all my own work. The spinner in the Razek, that's my own discs. That's not the Razek, and anybody, if Giants actually looked at the i3D, which was what shocked me when they were like telling me off about this is all my own work, and I thought, well, actually, if you looked inside the i3D, you would see that actually it's not your own work at all. It's actually mine. It's got my own spinner in, obviously, which is an animation, but that it's the same, basically the same size and shape as the original spinner, so it's going to spin the same because it's all about shape and rotations, direction, and like angles and all that type of thing. So I understand the concepts. It's making these little things work, because in the Giants model, what I'm doing so far is copying, trying to make an exact replica of what Giants do in the i3D, and I've done that on a few things for like it's, again, I think I'm not the only one that does it. It's a lot of the models inside the i3D are actually called from like the FS25 folder, so they will bring something in, but as a human being it's hard to look and not, you want to see an object so you grasp what is really happening. So I'm making a lot of objects so that I as a human can see exactly right. I would imagine. Let's just set this little bit going now again with a worker while we go and check the field. This is going to be another big session, it is, and I'm going to keep chatting and breaking out because I'm upset about the... how are you doing, Pete? Is it Pete? It looks like Pete. Oh, it's Fiat. We've missed a bit when we did this. Okay, so we need to... Fiat, my bad, but I've sent you down the wrong tangent. Let's just start you back here, which would be here, actually. No, it's even further back than that. It would be way back here. I'm not sure it is, actually. Let's have a look. I'm going to guess. I've got to be quite precise, or otherwise it'll go all totally wrong. Let's just make sure we're right. And then we can, yeah, so why are you not putting your front mower down? Oh yeah, no, I apologise. I'm second guessing what you're doing, and you are actually doing it. Right, excellent. I'm going to do this bit there, but hey ho. They do it, as I say, they are methodical. I'm not having to go, that's the trouble. You come in and you're like, oh, they've missed a bit at the top. Yeah, well, they were probably going to do that last. They are allowed to do it a different way. So, what more weeding have we got to do? I think this is going to be over a couple of sessions because there's a lot of weeding to do and we need to do that field. So I think we'll do that next while that's catching up. So I'm going to go back into that time lapse, otherwise this is going to be a monster session again. So yeah, I'm going to say my words and hopefully this time I'm not going to like, yeah, be nasty. And yeah, it is true, when you're tired you can be nasty, just, and it's not normal. I'm not that kind of person, but sometimes you just you hit a wall, don't you, like of patience. So yeah, apologise. Oh, I didn't rant too badly, it could have been a lot worse, but yeah, it's true. Right, so I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. quite happy with that. That's not a bad session, to be honest. We did everything. I'm going to grab the bales in this session in itself. Yeah, we'll do that in the beginning of the next session. Should just be about finishing the baling about now. Mr. Smith strikes again. It's true, yeah, I did sort of have a rough idea, but that was almost subliminally perfect. That's very rare that we get like that. Of course, there's a bit of clean-up, yeah, I mean, when I say subliminally perfect, I'm talking in an imperfect way. Yeah, perfectly imperfect. It was what a beautiful words to a film that I actually watched, an American film, not long back, and it was, yeah, the perfectly imperfect. It's true. It's we are very much all of us not perfect. It's true, and it really struck a chord with me. I thought, yeah, it's true. It's perfectly imperfect. Definitely not a robot. Not going to get it right all the time. It's yeah, my boss is sort of. I said to him once that no human being would ever meet his high standards. Because it's true, he's sort of looking for a perfect thing. You're supposed to follow like these instructions, and we're sort of yeah, I've sort of come to terms, sort of getting on all right-ish at the minute. So, but yeah, I'm sort of an uneasy piece, because obviously our personalities are completely different. But it is true. I've sort of said it how it is to him, whether it gets me into trouble or not. Do like this for this, yeah, the extra 2 meter sort of pull-ins really useful for corners, which is what it said. I don't want the 5 meter one, that's going a bit too much, but it is useful for like us part-time virtual farmers to make things a little bit tidy. Right, I'm very pleased with this. Really nice to see G866 mods do more than the production shed, which I always knew. I presume it's a gentleman, but I don't know that it is. But G866 mods loved his production shed, or her production shed, in FS25. Bit shocked that they never did that, but then lots of people have done that, but they've gone straight for a beautiful baler. Yeah, I've not seen anything of Mark Thor though, so obviously it was Mark Thor in the last iteration. Let's fold that away now, and let's not try and knock that over again. We could stick that straight in that shed really. So it is a beautiful bit of kit. I'm very pleased with it. Yeah, if I'm going to use a baler, this is sort of like something. I do love the mover. I have really fallen in love with that. My own version of the Doctor, truly a sort of thing with a bit of extra, and also you can jump into it. I do like the way I've done that. I was quite pleased with my only minor refinements, but nevertheless they make quite a big difference. Sometimes it's just the finishing touches, as I learnt when I was a plumber and as a window cleaner. Yeah, people appreciate finishing touches, not just it's nearly alright, but actually doing that. So yeah, I think that is not a bad place to leave it. Yeah, so we've got, how many bales did we do, just so as people know, because I'm not doing I'm doing just, yeah, it was this Let's Play that sort of made me realise that sometimes you've just got to like, so bales for 23 in this session, it's 23 bales which we'll grab next time. We've done all of the weeding, fully fertilised, so we've got my, we're going to get BI Industries to modify. Let's just go grab that actually. Let's, last thing of the day, let's just go grab you. Let's stick this away as well. Yeah, very pleased with this. I am going to make the tank a bit bigger though, a little bit like the one that we had in FS22. It was a bit like this, only slightly longer, 2.5 tonner. It's about what we've done with ours, but it's not really quite to capacity. Again, you can't always tell with the models as to like, have you done it right? Oh, I just had an idea then. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, I could actually modify this in the same way. Put a tank on the back. We should see if I can get away with it. If I can, I will. Because then I can legitimately increase the capacity, make it a slightly different row with additional tanks, basically. Yeah, so, right, yeah, we were going to like zip down with this. Let's go do it. Let's go grab our new half. Ooh, no. No, it's, well, It is true, it's not really meant for British roads. We shall have a go. If not, then we'll get a low loader to go fetch it, because it's not really meant. It's one of those that you'd have, I think, brought in with a bit of yeah, because look how narrow this is. It's 6.5 meters, and it can't be any like less wide than that. So yeah, put all those bales to collect next session. Stick them in our are we gonna, I'm not sure if we're gonna make some TMR. I have obviously bought, yeah, the one thing is I was sort of doing the maths. I've made this tiny production silo, and I thought, look, 27,000 litres. I thought, you're not even going to feed your cows for one day. You need to make it bigger than that. And it's true, I do. It is true. It might be tiny, but it's got to be useful. Yeah, I would say 70 odd tons. But again, it really doesn't want, I think what I was trying to do is be fair. If I was going to do it as a production silo, it needed to be like, you know, really, it's probably a feed bin was probably what I should do, and maybe that I will adjust so like it can hold straw and feed, a couple of things that would assist you with your cows or your sheep or your pigs, but it's not got a lot of differences, because otherwise it can't store a lot. Yeah, this is a bit of a beast. I don't think I'm going to get down the lanes. It's gorgeous, but it's very wide. Yeah, I think we need a police escort. And also, I have shrunk that now, because the one thing I didn't like about this first model was the fact that it really does go slightly wider than this. The second model with the much, much bigger hold. Now that is, it's a bit mucky, isn't it? Why has it got bits of red on it? Yeah, it's a bit wide. We definitely would need a police escort. Not sure we're going to scrunch past some of these tight bits. We shall see. Is, yeah, we were scrunching through hedges already. I think this would definitely be. Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking. But yeah, I wanted to do this on camera. I didn't want to like just. Oh, no, this is going to be a bit tight getting past that wheel loadery type thing. And then you've got to like watch that you don't crash into the sign. Turn tightly, but not too tight. And like really, could we get in our grass field? That's, oh, I knew this was going to happen. I thought it was going to narrow near the, yeah, we might, oh, it's just scrunching through the hedge. We would really be destroying the hedge, really. This is where it's getting a bit. Yeah, if that had got like those wooden posts in it now, we wouldn't be doing this at all. Yeah, we'd sort of like. Yeah, that's what I mean. You'd soon run out of space. Just a bit of the wall that moves a little bit closer to the right hand side, and you suddenly. We shall see if we can get into our. Yeah, I'm not sure how wide the actual fence post is as to whether we can actually get through the gate. Sorry, not. Oh, that's, yeah. This is what you get caught out by, like a tree that's growing that you can't see, and let's just see, can't we? Go a little bit further to the left on these bits. Yeah, I mean it's. You can see the amity is a little bit. Sure, I don't think this is going to get through here. I think we'd have to telehandle it over. Yeah, it's not really meant for amateurs. Truthfully, no, that's not going through there anytime soon. There's only one way that's going to do this, and this is like, ooh, I'm not sure we're going to get past the sign. Yeah, this might need a bit of telehandler work next session. We're not. That's true. We're not far away. Let's do it now. Let's at least get this problem, you know, like gone. Oh, this just drives me crazy. This. I think we could probably switch it off now. There's always going to be set. Oh, now then, weight-wise, do they weight? Could really. We should. We'll do the best we can. Yeah, might sort of get that to like partially pull, and we'll lift it over as we, yeah, we need to get past it, which I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure this is going to be 2-minute wonder. We might pick this up next session. I think we will, because I would like to do it, but I've not got time. I know I know what these things go like. They always like snowballs. So yeah, all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey, and I'm going to say goodbye for now.